Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Renee. If you're new, today's video is a sit down video, which is so weird because I haven't done one in so long. I feel very old school right now. But I asked you guys on my Instagram if you had any questions about kind of like the behind the scenes of being an influencer, if you're like a smaller influencer, if you're trying to like build on a platform. I have been doing this for, I want to say like 5 years now, and I've been like all over the place with it, and I feel like I have some insights for you if you had questions, and you guys really went in. It's going to be kind of a longer video, so I'm gonna go ahead and go right into it. So I have them broken down and I have timestamps down below if you're interested in specific topics. So I have first how we got started, how I got started with my channel, like all the beginning parts of everything. I have anything to do with money, and then also like my personal experience with being online, any sort of juicy topic, any brand deal or partnerships, and then I also have like the workflow and the work like behind the scenes aspect of being a YouTuber. So how it got started, we're gonna start with that topic. Number one, how did it get started? So I was actually in college. I was a huge fan of YouTube. I used to watch like vloggers before I think anyone really knew what vlogging or like YouTubers were. I think people would go on YouTube for like music videos at the time. This was in 2014, 15, and I just wanted to also do that because I liked YouTube, so it was like fun. That's how I got started. I bought my first camera when I was a sophomore, junior, and actually no, it was more like a senior in college. So I want to say like 2015. I just tried to be what I saw everyone else being. That's how it got started. I uploaded my first video. I don't know the exact date, but I'll pop it here. And it was more just like a fun, like I was like kind of testing it out and like playing with it and pretending to be like a YouTuber, you know? That's how I got into it, was just watching other YouTubers and wanting that same lifestyle, if you will. How did I stay motivated in the beginning? So in the beginning was actually the most motivated I've ever been, because I genuinely had so much fun with it. It was new, it was exciting, it was different, it was something that I was like challenging myself to do, and I wasn't gaining anything from it. I was not making money, I didn't have any followers, so it was just such a pure innocence about me when I was doing YouTube, and it was so like new and exciting, and I was constantly wanting to grow and learn, and that beginning part of any sort of phase is like a seed that's like growing, and that's like the best part, because right now it's like fun. I really do enjoy what I do, but I've been doing it for 5 years and I know what I'm doing. If you're not motivated in the beginning, odds are you probably don't even really like to do it. If you like to do something and you're getting into it, you have that spark and that joy and that motivation that just comes from like curiosity. What's the content that drove people to my channel? So like I said, I was trying to be what I saw everyone else being and what I wanted to eventually become, and I was doing that, which was like the wrong thing to do. I personally was not growing from any of the beauty stuff. I was doing videos like that and no one was watching me because nobody knew me, you know? I always tell people, if you're starting off, like never start off with vlogs. I say do vlogs and stuff for your personal diary and like for when people do find you that they can like binge on. And vlogs are so much fun, honestly, but don't expect to grow from just vlogs alone, because no one's like gonna watch you because they don't even really know you yet. And that's something that I learned in the beginning. There's gonna be like a video that goes more viral than the other ones because of a thumbnail, because of the title, because of like any sort of thing that you bring to the table, anything unique about you. I have like a whole video about like honest tips about YouTube and growing. If you want to watch it, I'll pop it on the screen, but there's some topics in there that I said that you need at least one of these, because if you have one of these, that's gonna make you stand out. For me, I remember I was really getting into the law of attraction. I was just having fun with things. I was doing all different types of content, which I also recommend. You're gonna have a niche that like you think that you are good at, but then there's gonna be a completely different video that you're like, oh my God, people are actually interested in this, and I know more about this and whatever. And that's what happened to me. I was looking up ways to like raise your vibration, and I couldn't find anything online, and I like gathered data like just for my personal journal and like wrote out things that raise your vibration from all different sources. And I was like, why don't I just combobulate, is that a word, this into a video? Because right now, like that took me hours to find this information, and like I'd rather just like put it out there because it's all in one. So I was like, I'm gonna do a law of attraction video. It's my first ever law of attraction video. I was like, how to raise your vibration. I was like, no one's gonna watch this, like nobody knows what the law of attraction is anyway. That video got, I think like it was like 17,000 views, which at the time was insane because I was getting around like 10 to 49 views per video. And I'm like, okay, so they like that. And then I made another law of attraction video, but I continued to do what I liked as well. And then eventually, like, everyone would just watch my law of attraction videos. So I thought, ding, 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 that's what people like. That's why they're coming to my channel. I'm gonna start a series called Manifestation Wednesday videos. If you guys know, you know. Every Wednesday I posted a law of attraction video, and that got people to come to my channel. And they got to know me a little bit more, and they would watch my other videos. I'd incorporate the law of attraction into my vlogs so people would get to know and like my vlogs. They like came for the law of attraction content, but then eventually started watching my vlogs, and I would gain some of those people, and then they would get into my vlogs, and blah, 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 blah. How long did it take until I made a decent wage? Let me look at my research, and I'll pop it right here. But I remember quitting my full-time job, and I kind of was like, I was good, but I wasn't like living comfortably, but it was like I was breaking even, I was paying my bills, like I was living a good life. How long was I posting before I got paid? Again, I have to do research. I'll pop it here. They pay only up until like, I think $100. Like once you hit $100, they'll pay it out. So you have to like build it up to 100. And I think I had finally built it up to 100. I got paid. And then after that, I think it took 2 weeks for me to hit that leverage point again. And then after that, I just like kept going because I took it very seriously and I was very consistent with my channel. So once I started growing, like I fucking grew. How did I learn to edit and where to start? This is one of my biggest pet peeves because people ask me all the time when they want to start a channel. They're like, can you sit me down and like help me? And I'm down to help you, like if you're my friend and whatever, but I don't have time to sit there and like teach you a whole lesson. I can answer questions for you, but for me, like the reason why I'm good at editing is because I genuinely, first of all, love editing. And secondly, I did my own research. If you have a question, just Google it. I watched a ton of YouTube videos on how to do stuff. I sat down and literally made myself a college course of how to edit. Like if you're into it and you're very interested in it, you'll find ways to figure it out. And for me, that was Googling it on my own. Okay, comfortability and talking on camera. People think like, oh yeah, I could be a YouTuber, and then they get their camera and they're like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like I feel so uncomfortable. And it's so uncomfortable. Like I remember the first time I got my camera, I was so excited. I was like, oh yeah, I can do this from home, like no one's watching me. I lived alone, so I wasn't like uncomfortable in any way. Sat down, like got all ready, put my camera on, and I was like, hi guys, like and I was like so uncomfortable, and I'm like, why am I so uncomfortable? Like I'm alone right now. It's just like a weird feeling. It's like, you know, like the Truman Show, like you're always feeling like you're being watched in a way. Like, and honestly too, it's practice makes perfect. If you go back and watch my old videos, oh my God, I don't even want to say that, you could just tell my mannerisms and my demeanor was a little bit more shy. So it takes a second, and like the more that you put yourself out there and the more that you do it, the more comfortable you're gonna be. And what's really weird is like you're gonna be talking to people that no one's really watching you. That's the weird part for me in the beginning, at least, was like I was like, hi guys, like, and it's, what if I got 2 views? Like, who do you think you are? Like, but you really just have to put yourself in that mindset of, I'm doing this as a job, it's fun, I'm putting myself out there. Like, people are gonna watch it, people won't watch it, you just have to be yourself. And if you're not proud of the content that you're posting, or you're not comfortable with it while you're watching it, odds are other people aren't. So just keep doing it until you feel like comfortable showing your family members or your friends the content that you're creating, because that's how you know that you feel a little bit more comfortable on camera. And just practice makes perfect, guys. It's really weird. Like, if you think about it, I'm literally sitting alone in my couchless living room talking to myself on camera. It is weird, but I've been doing it for so long that it just like doesn't faze me really anymore. But that's not uncommon, trust me. Was it hard to open up first online? No, I am such an open book. I feel like I probably should be censored a little bit more, but I think that's what people like. People are genuinely curious. Like, they like when people are open, because a lot of the times people aren't. They like drama, they like mental health talk, they like realness and transparency. So I think if you're gonna be online, you have to realize you are online. That is part of being online, especially if you have like a personality within your niche of whatever you're doing online. You have to be that person to open up where other people wouldn't open up. I try my best to, but I'm also learning the balance. But yeah, I've never really been a secretive person, so it's actually pretty easy for me. People are asking me about vlogging in public. That is really awkward, and it's still awkward for me. I think it's bizarre, honestly. Even when I was out with my influencer friends in New York and they just like whip out their camera, I'm just like, oh my God, so cringy. Like, I really hate ruining the moment. I hate putting people on camera and like forcing them to be on camera. It's just an awkward moment. It takes away from like the moment. I don't know, it's very like inauthentic. I hate vlogging in public. If I have a vlog, I'll either like sit it out and I'll tell people, hey, like, are you comfortable being on camera? And if I could tell people are uncomfortable, like I'll put it away, or I'll get like a shot every now and then. I just will never like whip out the camera and be like, hey guys, like da-da-da, unless I know you and you're like comfortable with it, like you're my friend and you know what I do. I'm never gonna do that. So that's something that never really went away from me. I don't like filming in public. I really hate it. Okay, money time, money time. How much money do I make per month? This is very personal, but I thought I would share with you guys. No judgment, please. The smallest amount of money I made last year, monthly, I'll put here, and then the most money I made last year per month was here. Every month is very different. It's super inconsistent, and it's so all over the place that it's not something that I'm like, oh, I make this amount of money per month. It's never the same. What's the most money I made from a sponsorship? Again, I'll pop it here. I haven't done my research yet, but I'll pop it here. How do taxes work, and do I owe a lot at the end of the year? Yes, because I don't get my like taxes taken out during my payments. So at the end of the year, I have to pay up what I owe. And I remember the first year I did this was 2 years ago, and I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of money to just be blowing. And I was so pissed. But then they told me I could do quarterly taxes. So every quarter I'll pay like an estimated amount of taxes. I'll take what I think I'm gonna owe at the end of the year, divide by 4, and then pay the IRS. That way by the end of the year, if I have a payment, it's not too big of a chunk, or if anything, I'm gonna get paid money back. I do have a CPA, I have a bookkeeper. The only thing I really do is I'll go onto my Mint account, which is like a transactional account that's free. You like link your cards, and then you just take each transaction and label them. And so if I have something like, example, like a restaurant or groceries or whatever that I don't film, that's in a separate topic, but I have certain transactions for videos. So I can write off certain things that I use in my videos. For example, if I do a grocery haul, if I go to a restaurant and I film there, if I do a travel thing, and then my bookkeeper will do her thing, and then she'll take it to the CPA, and then the CPA will do her thing, and I don't have to touch a thing. How much money do I make per video? So I don't make a lot of money per video, and it's all different depending on the topic. If you have a certain topic that makes more income because of the ads that are placed in the video, this is so confusing. For example, I think like finance videos, anything to do with stocks or whatever, the ads that people place on those videos are paid higher than, let's say, an ad for a reading blog, because the ads are kind of geared towards who's watching that content. So depending on the content, like someone could have like a financial video that gets 10,000 views and get paid way more than like me on my morning routine video that gets millions of views, because the ads are different on each video. There has to be some sort of research that you can find if you want to find like which ads pay the highest. I don't think you can ever estimate how much money you can make from these videos, because it's so different every time and you have no control over what ads are being placed. How do I get paid? Like, how does that work? I get paid, like I said, per view. So there's a CPC rate, click per cost, which is dependent on types of videos you're watching, how many people are watching, how many people are engaging, like all this stuff combined into one. There's like the number, and it goes like this every day per video. So there's no real like understanding of what that is. Every time that you post a video, YouTube now has an analytics page where it keeps your data. I used to keep track of my data alone and try to figure out trends and stuff. It's just honestly like it's so all over the place, and the more you do it, the more you can find trends within your types of videos and stuff. There's no one real answer to that. So I get paid per view. So every time I hit 1,000 views, I get paid that CPC rate. The more videos you have, the more views you get, because you're not just getting views from 1 or 2 videos, you're getting views from past videos and past videos and past videos. So I'm getting paid from every single video that's being watched every single day. So I get lots of views per day, even if I don't post. So the more the merrier, just like push out your content. And then how do I get paid? I get paid through AdSense. So when you start an account, I think there's like a threshold now that you have to hit in terms of views, followers, and content or something like that. And once you hit that threshold, you'll be able to monetize your videos and create an AdSense account, and that's how you get paid on YouTube. I get paid through sponsorships. So sponsorships are all different companies. I don't get paid through one company and that's where all the sponsors are from, because I don't have a brand or agent or anything like that. I'm solo. So every time a sponsor reaches out to me, I get paid through whatever payment form or company that they work for. So there's companies that have brand opportunities that sometimes they work with different brands, and I get paid by that company. Sometimes the actual brand will reach out to me and I'll get paid through that company. That's just how it works. And then affiliate links are anything that are like any links that I choose to add. So I have an Amazon affiliate link, so anything on Amazon that I link, I get a commission based off that. I get paid through Amazon. There's another one that I use called Magic Links. Those are the only 2 affiliate links that I actually use, because it's a lot to keep up with. And Magic Links is linked to like a lot of different companies, like Target, they have Sephora, they have like clothing companies, they have a lot. I think you have to apply to that one. Yeah, it's AdSense, which is YouTube and ads, sponsorships, and affiliate links. Okay, personal experience. Am I conscious of how I look or how I'm perceived? Yes. Like, you compare yourself. I think a lot of people, whether they're influencers or not, compare themselves. And yeah, when I look better, I generally do better. That's really fucked up to say, but it's true. I know that my looks are definitely correlated with the views and people that watch me, as shitty as that sounds. So yeah, and the way that I'm perceived, 100%. Almost now though, to the people that are not watching me, because I don't really care how you guys perceive me, because I am who I am. I have no, like, everything that I put out there, I'm editing, and so I'm comfortable putting out there. But I don't like when people in my personal life watch me, or watch me, like, especially when I'm around, like, it's just like, oh my God, like, because it's like my diary. I feel very comfortable right now. I'm alone, I'm talking to you guys. Like, if someone was here, I wouldn't be talking like this. Like, it's just a little uncomfortable. And now that I'm like in the dating scene, like, that's even weirder, because I'm like, oh my God, like, people can literally watch me on all this stuff that I've been posting, and I'm just like, sometimes it's like cringy, because I'm like, I don't want them to judge me because they don't know me yet. Do I have pressure to make my life perfect? Yeah, because again, it like the more perfect my life is, the more curated it is, the more aesthetic or appealing it is to viewers, and I know that I gain traction from that. Also, with vlogs, I always feel like I have to have something exciting going on, because if I don't, like, I can never just have like an off day, like a boring day where I'm just chilling in bed, because what am I gonna do, vlog just me in bed? I mean, I could, but it'd just be so boring and it'd take away from my like relaxation time. So yeah, I always feel the need that I have to have something going on. I have to make something out of nothing. Even when I'm cleaning my house, I have to make it into like a thing, like a theme, a topic. But it is what it is. I'm not complaining about that. There is a pressure to make your life be curated. How do I deal with negative comments? I personally don't care about negative comments at all. Like, it's weird. I remember I got my first negative comment, I was like, yay, that means like people are watching. I don't care. Does it affect my relationships? Like I said, yeah, like when I'm, especially like dating and stuff, some people just don't like it. They think it's weird. It doesn't affect my relationships with my family at all. When I was like on the dating apps and stuff, like, it was so weird, because I would say like I'm self-employed, and they're like, what does that mean? I'm like, nothing. And they think I'm just like weird. I had many people call me narcissist because I don't follow anyone on Instagram, which is like a personal preference of mine, because I don't want to scroll. I like am online all the time, every day, and I also want to have like genuine one-on-one conversations with my family and friends, not keep up with them on an app. So yeah, sometimes people judge. They judge a little, but it's okay. I don't care. Have I ever had a scary stalker story? Yes. I was living in Florida in 2019, and I had a guy send me like videos, like YouTube videos of like this ring, like super up close, like just like shining in the sun. And I'm like, this is so creepy. And he was like, you tell my ex, he better watch out when he's in his car, because you're mine, or like, it was like really weird stuff. I just kept deleting it. And then he mentioned my leasing agent and was like, you tell Lisa that blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, the fact that he even knows where I live, like, I never told anyone where I live, besides they knew I lived in Florida. They didn't know what city or anything. So the fact that he found out and was talking about my boyfriend and like knew the leasing agent and talked to her, I had to go downstairs and tell them like, hey, I have a presence online. There's a really weird, creepy guy that I have a feeling is gonna come here. And he never did, but yeah, I've had stalker things, like that's just one of them, but it's creepy. Do I feel superior? I don't feel superior as an influencer at all. Influencers are not superior. I think celebrities are not superior. Anyone who looks at people like that is a little like emotionally not intelligent. The only thing I do feel superior in is like brand deals and brands in general. I typically know trends, I feel like, before they even happen, because I'm getting access to them and part of the marketing process to get them up. I know, and I've tried certain things before they became a thing. What's the worst part of being a YouTuber, and is it worth it? I don't really have a worst part. I really like what I do. Is it worth it? For me, yes, it is. I think if you have a strong backbone, you're creative, and you actually genuinely love it, and it doesn't like exhaust you, and you know how to balance, it's great. Oh, this is a good question. This is my favorite question. What are my perceived notions of society now that I'm an influencer? I think people are somewhat kind of dumb, because I know behind the scenes, like what I used to watch on YouTube and the people I watched before. Now that I am an influencer, I can read right through them, and I know when people are lying. I know when people are being shady, when they're not genuine. And the people that I was watching before, it like looked perfect, but now I know it's not. I think of society, not dumb, but they're just a little like veiled, if you will. Like, they don't really understand how to pinpoint what's real and what's authentic and what's not, and they tend to idolize people who don't really care about them or have their best interests at heart. So I think of society as just a little veiled. Veiled? Yeah. And I also think of them as like money hungry. Like people idolize material. They look and they want a life that is what an egotistical person is putting out there. That's something I really don't like about sometimes being online, especially like if you go on like the YouTube trending page, it's just like, what are you? Like the fact that people are into this kind of stuff like drives me crazy. It's like what they can't have. Do I see myself as an influencer? It's what I do, but I don't like being wrapped in a box of being an influencer. And like I just mentioned, there's a lot of ego and like material in it, and I just like, I don't ever feel like I'm a part of that, but I am. Yeah, I'm an influencer, but I feel like I'm so much more than that. Now let's do the juice, the tea. Do I purposely buy expensive products for content? Depending. I justify my expensive purchases for my content because you can link them. So if you get a commission off something that you link, if it's a higher priced item, yes, I get a bigger commission, but you also sell less. So I like to balance it. Yeah, like if I looked at my life now when I was younger, I'd be like, oh my God, girl, like you spend a lot of money. But again, I like justify it. I'm like, well, I'm getting commission from it. So everything that I buy is an investment. Put it that way. Do influencers try products before using them? Sometimes. I generally do. Sometimes if I promote a product, I will either say like I'm trying it for the first time. I know of people who don't. For example, I just met this girl who, her friend is like an Instagram influencer and she's sponsored by an alcoholic beverage company, but she doesn't drink. So she'll like put water in her cup and promote it like that. Like, let's just say you were offered 20K to promote something that people genuinely like alcohol, but you don't drink. That's a lot of money to turn down to not promote. It's almost like a, oh my God, like it's a morals thing. I just don't feel like that's the right thing to do. But yes, influencers most of the time don't use the product before using, and again, I'm trying not to like be like, oh, look at me, but I don't do that. I really don't do that. Do you think the celebrities are really using what they're promoting? Like, do you think Jennifer Aniston is really using Aveeno in her bathroom every morning? No, but she's promoting it. She knows it's a good company and that people who can buy lesser expensive products than I'm sure she uses wants it, and it's a good product. So she'll promote it. Like, things like that. How real are influencer friends? Who's nice? Are there any cliques? There are cliques. A lot of the YouTubers I met are really genuinely good people. They're just like a little different than you would think. You think that these influencers have like this personality and this presence online, but they're all really kind of awkward and very shy, including myself. The reason why we're good at what we do is because we do like weird things, like film ourselves in the living room alone, like whip out a camera in public and literally show our lives to the internet. Like that's a weird thing to do. We are a little off. Every person I know that knows other influencers too, they're like, oh, they're actually like really shy in real life. I'm like, get it. There's some people that are not real and they're very money driven. I'm not gonna say who because that's fucked up. Like, I don't know, just like weird things happen or they say things and I'm just like, like they kind of use their influence over getting products, you know, like going to hotels, or even mentioning that would make me feel like such a like shitty person. Oh, because I have this, like you have to treat me like this, or like I can blast you because I have this many followers. And then yeah, people use people. So like if you want to go out with an influencer, odds are they're not trying to be your friend. They're trying to like put you in a video. I don't know. It's hard for me to get along with influencers, but there are genuinely good people out there who I think. But they're all like, there's always something that's like, something about them that's like different than people who are not in that world. Was it easy in New York to make money? Yeah. If I put New York City in the title, automatically my views go up by half. That was one of the reasons why I moved there. What's the deal with Built Bar? Do they pay well? Do I actually like them? Built Bars are so good. I literally had 3 the other day. Probably they're too good. They taste like a candy bar and they're protein bars, and yes, they're so freaking good. Do they pay well? Yeah, they pay like average. They pay like my average. They're not like great, but they're not like bad either. It's like typical. It's like a contract base, which is really rare nowadays. Like usually I get paid for one and then they'll give me another one and then another one, but Built Bar gives me like a contract deal, so that's why you see them more often than not. It's like, oh, you do like 9 reads and we'll pay you this. Does that make sense? Over an amount of time. It's not like a one and done. Do I get discounts at restaurants or businesses? I could if I reached out, but I don't, because I think that's so cringy and uncomfortable, but I know people who do that all the time. I feel like I should do it because why would I not? Like, I'm putting myself at a disadvantage by not doing it. And I wanted to reach out, but I remember this one girl got like blasted for asking a hotel to like comp her stuff if she gave them a shout out, which is part of negotiating and like deals. Like that's networking. I'm helping you, you help me kind of thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think people think of it as a bad thing. I don't know why, because it's two brands working together. I understand why that can be perceived as wrong, and I've never done that before, but I'm not saying I would never do it. We make a lot of money, like why? That's the thing too, even with celebrities, I've realized, is they make a lot of money, but then they get everything discounted or given to them for free because of their influence. So the money that they're making, they're just like storing. They don't pay for anything. They don't pay for their clothes. Like a lot of the times I don't pay for my jewelry. I don't pay for my clothes. I've been paying for my clothes lately, which I feel like very proud of, but there was a year in time where I literally, like everything I was wearing, everything in my apartment was paid for. This is how people get rich. They get paid a ton of money. They get everything for free because of the influence that they have, and then they just keep getting richer. In New York, that I see more of that though. Products that were sponsors that I still use, like I said, Built Bar. I do Athletic Greens. I pay for my Athletic Greens now. I pay for my seed. Do I regret any post? Yeah, I have privated videos, and they're not regretting like, oh, the content that I put out there. There was one video, the one of my ex, remember? And it was like this weird video and you guys said some stuff and I was like, oh my God, that's so cringy. Why did I look back and I'm like, why did you think that was okay? And then ones that I'm like young and I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. And I didn't know what I was doing and it just looks very uncomfortable to watch for me. So I'm like, yeah, we're taking that down. But I didn't want to get rid of it because it's a memory, so I just put it as private. If YouTube died or my channel died, would I still post? I think I would. I don't think I'd be posting as frequently because I would need another job. But yeah, I like going back on my videos. I feel like it's a diary, and I love the fact that I have all these videos and memories of myself. It's so much fun to watch. And then this one was my favorite. Did I get an invite to Rihanna's baby shower? No. Okay, brand deals. All about brand deals. How do I pitch to brands? I don't. I used to in the beginning. If I did, just Google brand deal pitches templates and then copy and paste it and then put in your numbers, put in your name, and do it that way. There's a thing called a media kit that people send out. I personally don't have a media kit, but it helps brands decipher your analytics, how many views you get, your rates, all that stuff. Again, you can find media kit templates. How did I get started with deals? So I actually had put my business email in my description box. Always put your business email in your description box. Say, for business inquiries, contact this email address. They will reach out to you when they find you, which is the perfect way to do it because they want you. It's not like you're trying to beg for an offer. That's what happened with me, is they just reached out to me. And at first it was free product, which was like really cool. And eventually people started paying me, and that's just how it worked. There's also websites that I'll link down below for you guys that help connect brands with influencers. So they'll put out all these different brands and you can reach out to the brand on that certain platform. Like one is called Aspire, I think. I don't know if they changed their name, but that's one that I used to use all the time. It was a reputable company, and because you're going through a third party, it's like you don't have to like think about weirdness in terms of payment or anything like that. That's a great one. How many reach out? I get a lot of brand deals. I get a lot of fake brand deals, a lot, or like shady brand deals, or ones that just are not at the level that I would expect for my channel. I probably get like 20 to 30 a day. Out of those, one or two like reputable companies that I think would be good quality ones. How do I get them without an agent? Again, I just put my email address in my description box. Always do that. How do I budget and deal with finances with inconsistent pay? Store that shit. I stored my money. PR packages, what do I do with all of them? I get a lot of PR packages. I now take my name off the list. I don't like PR packages because it's just so much stuff that I don't even need. There's certain ones that I do still participate in, like Dermalogica, great brand. Smart Sweets, great brand. Like I like being a part of their PR packages, but I don't like to be a part of a lot of them because I just get so much stuff, and I will typically give them to my family members or I'll donate them. How do I set prices with partnerships? Is it based on the task or the time? It depends on the brand deals that I already have going on, and the kind of content that they want. A lot of them are like 1 to 2 minute integrations into a vlog. Some of them are like they require 5 minutes. Some of them require Instagram posts as well, or Instagram stories or TikToks. Some of them want dedicated videos, which I don't do anymore, where like you have to put them in the title. You literally make a dedicated one whole video towards them and the review of that product. Or there's like an integrated post, which is what I do, where you put like little brand deals integrated into your content. And then depending on the brand, so like sometimes I will literally want to do something for free for a company because I'm like, I would love to work with them. So I try to negotiate, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'd do it for free, but they don't know that. But then there's other companies where I'm like trying out their product for the first time, or I don't really know much about them them, those require a little bit higher price. A lot of skincare, for example, like I know there's a great skincare companies out there, but there's so much skincare that I have, and I'm very particular with my skincare. But if you want to promote a skincare product, I'll try it out on camera, but odds are I'm probably not gonna like use it all the time. If it's a good product, I'll promote it, like blah, blah, blah. So it's all dependent on like how I'm feeling. Is it strict? Like I can tell when companies are so strict where it's gonna require a lot more effort for me to like keep reposting. It's gonna be like drawn out. It'll take days and days and days and days and weeks to like even get approved. They're gonna be really strict with the kind of content that I'm posting. They're gonna try to like take control over the video that I'm posting, which I really, really hate. Like I like companies who just let me do my thing and trust me and trust that I know my audience. So it's all dependent on that. And I negotiate. The easier the company is and the more lax they are, the more I would take over like a money threshold. For example, I worked with a brand that was super huge that took so much time and effort. Because they were such a big corporation, it was literally a commercial, and they paid me a whole whack of money. And then there's like other ones that send me like just like an average or even below average, where they're easy, quick, fast. I get the product, I post, that's it, here's the payment. I'm like, I'd much rather take that than take the big dramatic one, because it's like takes away from my creative aspect. So it's honestly dependent on what I'm feeling. But typically they set prices based on the analytics, so like where your audience is, the views that you get. Sometimes they'll have a view threshold where it's like you have to hit this threshold. If you don't, you have to make another video. How many minutes they're integrating, the kind of content that you're making. I used to like never post, I never did post a morning routine that's sponsored, but I know that if you post a sponsored morning routine with the product, they pay a lot of money because they used to get lots of views. But I would say no, always, because I love my morning routines and I love the fact that they were unsponsored, and that got people to stay because they're like, finally, a person that's not money hungry. Try to find a morning routine that's not sponsored. Okay, work-related stuff, and then we're done. My time schedule. I'm always working. If I ever take a break, that's when I'm not working, and I'll just, like, I'm just not creatively inspired, and I'll just, like, do my own thing, and I can't pick up the camera when I'm not creative. But when I'm in that creative spark and I'm working, I work all the time. I try my best to keep 9 to 5, but if I'm not doing anything at night, it's my hobby, so like I'll probably edit until like 10 at night, 11 at night. So yeah, I'm constantly on, you know? Like I always feel like if I have something cool going on, it's missed content if I don't film it. But at the same time, it's also like I can work whenever, and I'm very flexible. So yeah, it takes about a day or two to edit a video. This one's gonna take a long time. This one's probably gonna take 3 days because it's so long. Week in my life take a really long time because they're long. I can usually get a video out though in like a day. And then to film, it would be a day. Like this video I'm filming, I've literally pressed the stop record button 4 times. I think it's like a 2-hour video, 2-hour sit down. It's like a lot of content to get through, but it's also a sit down video, which is different than like when I do my B-rolls and all that stuff. It's just, again, dependent. The percent of time spent on admin minus Vlogmas, it's kind of the same thing. Admin, like computer work, 2 days a week. I'll film the next 3. Actually, no, like including the weekend, probably 4 to 3 days of like full on morning to night work, like 10-hour days. When I'm filming, it's a little bit more lax because I'm able to live my life and just bring my camera along. And then I have like emails and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I work probably more than the average person, but I also know that my work is fun and on my own time. What camera do I use? They're always linked down below. The video editing software that I use is Final Cut Pro. Any algorithm tips? Girl, you tell me. It's constantly fluctuating. Now I think it's more based on like fast stuff, like that can get your attention and quick, like TikToks and Reels, and they're starting, like, I don't know what the YouTube one is, but those are starting now. I know that consumerism is a big thing now. I don't know. You just have to look at trends. What are you watching? That's what people are watching. The frequency of posting. This is really important. I think in the beginning, you should be posting as much as possible. The more content that you get, the more someone's gonna find those videos and the more views you're gonna get. Once you get traction, I think you should have a video schedule to get people to come back at certain times to watch you. But at first, throw as much stuff as you can from all different places. Like, just be creative and have fun. One of them's gonna catch, use that, and then grow from there. So the more you throw out, odds are one of them is gonna hit. Does taking breaks affect my income? Yeah, but at the same time, I still have videos out there that I'm getting paid for. So I can take a break and still be making money. I literally sleep and make money. Again, post as much as you can. How do I organize my sponsorships and keep up? I have a template that is in a video. I will link it up here. It is something that I created. It's like an Excel Google sheet, and I put in there like all the stuff, like the sponsor, the price of the sponsor, the turnaround date, when I got paid, I have to do that, otherwise I'd forget and I would not know when I'm ever getting paid, because I don't have an agent and I don't have a partnership that I work with. So everything's on my own, and that's how I do it. It's very organized. I love it, and it's my little baby. I've been doing it for 3 years now. I'm just an organized person. I always do. So wow, I feel like I talked a million miles an hour for like 5 hours. But that was a good video. I feel like hopefully this helped one of you guys. I'll put like a playlist of like a YouTube series of where I talk about the logistics and go into more of the numbers and stuff. I'll link that as well on the screen because there's some other videos that I literally went in. If you want to know like nitty gritty stuff, this is more of a generalized kind of thing, like a curiosity video, but I have one called like YouTube tips, like brutally honest. Like I'm almost to the point where it's like, you're either gonna wanna do it or you're gonna be like, okay, I'm definitely not doing this. And then I have one where I talk like numbers and YouTube thresholds and all that stuff, and I break things down for you. Everything that I mentioned in this video will be linked in the description box as best as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some motivation and some spark to do your thing on these platforms. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.